Hello everyone. This is a 6-inch terracotta pot. I'll be painting it today. The first thing I'm going to do is remove the label, wipe it and paint a coating of all-purpose sealer.
First, you need to wipe it with a wet cloth to remove any loose dust particles that might be on the surface. To remove the label at the bottom, wet it with a little water. Add a couple of drops of water on top of it, and then it will be easy to remove it. Next, we have to apply a sealer. Here I will be applying one coat of all-purpose sealer inside and outside. This is to prevent seepage of water through the pot onto the painting. There are different brands of sealers available, like Cermacoat, Folkart, Americana, Liquitex, etc. I am using Folkart Outdoor Multi-Surface Sealer. You can use whichever you have available. I am pouring the sealer into a paper plate and using a sponge brush to apply a layer of sealer inside and outside. First I am applying it outside on the surface and then I will be applying it inside. Then once done, leave it out for 24 hours to dry. After that, you can even apply a second layer if needed. For the base color, I'm going to apply black and yellow ochre paint. The top part will be black and the bottom part will be yellow. I'm going over the area from the base to the middle half of the pot with yellow ochre. As the yellow ochre is very transparent, I am mixing it with yellow, it's daffodil yellow, to make it a little brighter. The brush I am using here is 1-inch chip brush. As it was not giving good coverage, I am going to change it and use a 3/4 inch Folkart flat brush. That helped me get a better coverage. Then once that is done, I am using the same brush and applying the black onto the top part of the pot. The line where the two colors meet need not be straight, as we can blend the line by using a Scruffy brush later. I am also painting 2 to 3 inches inside the pot so that once a plant is potted, the inside surface area above the soil will also look black, like the outside color. That is just to be consistent. You don't have to paint the inside area. Once the base coat is done, to blend the black and the yellow ochre where they meet, I am loading a large scruffy brush with black on one side and yellow ochre on the other side and dabbing it at the point where the two colors meet. This will soften and merge the two colors. I have some colors here. I have sap green, citrus green, pink melon, orange, burnt umber, and yellow. I am using a number 12 flat brush. I am going to draw the vines along the surface where the two colors meet. So first I am loading the brush with sap green and adding vines all around the pot where the black and the yellow colors meet. Now I'm adding leaves with the same green color after this. But as the leaves were not properly visible on the black surface, I'm going to mix some yellow, that is double load the brush with yellow and green, and then paint the leaves. As the surface is absorbent, it's a clay pot, the strokes were not smooth. So I added some floating medium to make it easier to paint. Now it's much easier and the strokes are smooth. So I'm adding leaves on either side of the line. And then I am wiping off the brush and picking up just citrus green and adding some filler leaves on either side. Once the leaves are done, I'm going to paint the sunflowers. Usually for sunflowers, we'll be using yellow and yellow ochre or yellow and burnt umber colors. But this time I wanted to try pink melon and orange. So for the sunflower centers, first I'm using a small scruffy brush and double loading with yellow and burnt umber and painting the inner circle of the sunflower. So that is the inner center for the sunflowers. For this you have to tap it and move it along a oval shape. So as you're tapping it, you move it around in an oval shape to make the center for the sunflowers. And then I'm repeating the same, and then I'm adding a couple of more sunflowers at a different place around the pot. So maybe around three, I might add three of them at different positions. Now for the petals of the sunflower, I am using a number 12 flat brush and double loading pink and orange and blending the two colors and painting the strokes of the petals. And here you see that the petals are very light and it's not visible properly. So I was thinking of adding red, a little of red to make it more darker orange. So I'm adding a little of the red and then double loading red and pink melon or red and orange and then stroking the petals. Now it's much brighter and looks better. You can go over the petals to make it brighter. I'm doing the same for the other three centers. I'm adding some orange here and there to make some variations in the colors. So for this flower, I had already done it with pink melon and orange and it was light. So I am adding the new colors, that is red and pink melon. Once the layer is done, you can also add petals in between two petals to make it fuller. So here I'm adding a second layer of petals after the first layer is done. So as you're adding the petals, you can see that the centers get disrupted. So you might have to fix it again. So once the petals are all done, you double load the Scruffy brush with yellow and burnt umber and go over the centers. So once the petals are all done, you double load the Scruffy brush with yellow and burnt umber and go over the centers. So now all the flowers are done. Let's add some daisies. As I had paint in my hand, the rim of the pot is covered in paint, so I might have to fix it with adding a layer of black over it later. For painting the daisies, I'm using a number 12 flat brush dipped in just white and then marking a point where to paint the daisy and pulling 4 strokes in the 4 directions and then painting 2 petals in between. I'm adding these daisies in between the sunflowers. And then with the back end of the brush dipped in black, adding the centers. I'm adding some more filler leaves around the flower with just citrus green. And then with the back end of the brush dipped in white, adding extra dots grouped in threes for highlights and embellishments. The rim of the pot has stains of yellow, so I'm fixing it by adding a layer of black. On the rim of the pot, I'm going to paint a design. For that, I'm using a round brush and pulling a daisy stroke with white loaded on it. The brush I'm using is too big, so I'm changing it and using a number 1 liner brush. With the number 1 liner brush loaded with white, I'm painting the first daisy stroke as shown. And then next to it, I'm painting 2 more strokes in a curved manner with green. And then below it again with yellow. And after that, I'm adding dots with white. And then I'm adding dots with white.